I scan the room, I see several attorneys in the audience, which makes my job really easy because I don't have to worry about being long-winded. When Paul asked me to become his best man, it was a beautiful opportunity for me to examine my relationship with Paul and Vicky's relationship with Paul, and really think about what makes those interpersonal relationships so special. In this process, I came to a few realizations which I will share with you today. I think it is very important for you to understand that Paul and I believe, met each other at a crossroads in our life. We met 20 years ago at Florida State, and when we met, we were kids. I also came to the realization that that process was a process of attrition for us, a rite of passage, if you will. I also came to understand that that time would mark a journey during which Paul and I shaped each other's spiritual, professional, and personal growth for the rest of our lives. In a sense, we've watched each other grow from kids to adults, to professionals, to husbands, and now me as father.
Woo!
So in a way, Paul and I have shaped each other and have been a constant in our evolution into adulthood, which I think is very, very special. So, I ask that you indulge me with one really good Paul story.
Oh boy.
This is a story that I've said many, many, many times, perhaps too many times, and it's a story that I've used to embarrass Paul in front of people, particularly in front of lady interest that he would introduce me to. The story takes place when Paul graduated from college. He didn't know what he was going to do with his life, so he figured he'd try his hand at becoming a perfume salesman. He packed his bags into his car, drove to New Orleans, and proceeded to sell imposter perfumes from the back of his car. As you guys are laughing today, we've laughed about that through the years and tortured him about it. However, he was quite successful at this endeavor. He made quite a bit of money. But the story takes a twist. The beautiful twist in the story takes place at the end. It takes place when Paul was making money, he was comfortable, but possibly became bored in what he was doing, probably didn't find much purpose in selling perfume. So he sought the advice of good friends. Of course, the very first person that he called is our friend Dino. He asked Dino, he said, Paul, Dino, should I quit my job as a perfume salesman and enter law school? Dino, being the kind soul that he is, said, Paul, you should do whatever makes you happy. Paul called me second. He asked me the same question. He posed to me, he said, well, should I quit my job as a perfume salesman and enter law school? I paused for a moment and thought, and I said, Paul, there's no greater tragedy in life than a man who's sitting on his deathbed feeling that he has not met his full potential. Paul took these words to heart and enrolled to law school the following semester. So, I think it's important to reflect on that story because we've all grown to see the very, very obvious qualities of Paul. He's loyal, he's thoughtful, he's very positive. But I think what is exemplified by stories such as that is that Paul has a great ability to persevere and survive, which are qualities that I have looked up to for my life, and I actually applied them to my own successes. So, I think in Vicky, I see some of the same qualities because their improbable love would not be alive right now if it wasn't for those qualities. I think in Vicky, Paul has found the spark to ignite his strengths and the pillar to bolster his weaknesses. Their compatibility, their happiness, and their love is very, very transparent. So let me say two things. Paul, I thank you for thinking enough of me to take my advice through the years. Thank you for your patience and perseverance as a friend. Vicky, I thank you for thinking enough of my friend to make him your life partner. Now please, raise your glasses. Vicky and Paul, you made the very most you wish for, be the very least that you achieve. We love you both.